So lovely. So we're going to start the practice lying on our backs. Come to making yourselves comfortable with your knees bent, soles of your feet on the floor. Taking a few moments to arrive. Taking a moment or two to notice as you tune into the contact between your body and the mat. Do you feel the same on both the left and the right sides, or do you maybe find that you're pressing a little bit more into one foot than the other? One side of the body maybe rests a little bit heavier than the other. So can you have a little check-in? Just to notice how your body is in contact with the floor today, this evening. And we're not trying to change anything. I'm just really interested in the symmetry and the potential for asymmetry in everything we do in this class today. Things aren't always balanced. But it's quite interesting to observe what happens when we think we need to bring things into balance. And noticing how you're feeling tonight. It's a big day today. So having a while just to check in with your emotions, your thoughts. And then dropping into the flow of a natural breath to begin with. And feeling the air in your nostrils. And the way the air moves to the back of your nose, down the smooth sides of your throat and into the body, and then out again. And not changing anything, just really feeling into the quality of the breath. Can you notice right now if you feel that your inhalation or your exhalation is privileged or preferred by you? Which feels better, easier, smoother? And maybe they feel the same. And where do you feel the movement of the breath in the body as felt sensation? And I'd like you to bring a count into the breath tonight. We're going to practice what's called symmetries pranayama, which we used to practice a lot, but we haven't for a while. Which is where we bring in a count. Let's start with 4 as you breathe in. And a brief pause at the top as the breath turns around, and then follow the breath out for 4. Brief pause at the bottom, and then breathe in again. And please continue like this, just with 4 for now. So often with the rhythm of our natural breath, we would notice that our inhalation or exhalation is longer, and there's absolutely no problem with that. in this example of breath control, we're equalizing both sides of the breath. And you can continue counting to 4, or you might like to increase it to 6. And noticing if you begin to tense up at all in the body. We really don't want any strain here. Keep it very light. And 6 might be just right for you, or you might want to go down to 4, or you have the option of moving up to 8 or any number of your choice, but there's no point in straining. It's not that more is better here. In fact, less is more, if anything. And as you continue with this Samavriti Pranayam, what might it be like to really, really relax the back of the throat, the epiglottis? So you almost feel like a hole in the back of your throat, all the tissues around the throat softening. You might find that this helps release the jaw a little. And you're welcome to continue with the same count that you have, or lower or more. Or if you would like to just add the final part of this practice, we're going to change it from equal breath into an extended exhalation. So you allow your exhalation to just add 2 or 3 more counts as you feel it dissolve. Maybe you notice that with these extended exhalations, the whole body becomes heavier. The whole body releases tension, maybe. And after the breath you're on, taking 2 more breaths. Really soft and open in the throat. This will also help you become more sensitive in the nostrils. And when you've come to the end of that counted breathing, let it all go. Slide your feet away, unless that's uncomfortable for your lower back. And for a few breaths, just come into a natural breath, noticing how you feel. And you may or you may not notice a change in your mood, a change in the body. And then bending up the feet again, please. And as you breathe in, draw your right knee in towards you. And as you breathe out, point your toes to the ceiling. And as you breathe in, knee to chest. And as you breathe out, point your toes to the ceiling. And as you breathe in, bend the knee. And as you breathe out, point the toes. And take 2 or 3 breaths really, really pointing, so that you feel maybe a little bit of a stretch over the front of the foot and the ankle. Try not to cry, I've just cramped. Take a breath in, and then on the exhale, pull your toes towards you, your heel towards the ceiling. Inhale, point. Exhale, flex. Inhale, point. Exhale, flex to stay here. So notice I'm not holding on to my leg. This is not the same as using a belt, but we are bringing attention into sensations in the leg. You might like to articulate your ankle from left to right very subtly. You might like to draw your leg a little bit closer towards you. You might like to slide the left leg away and interlace your hands now behind the right thigh. Rooting the thigh bone down into the hip socket as you maybe draw your leg in towards you. Maybe some of you can slide the hand up the leg. Try and avoid any strain here. We don't want to frighten our muscles away. And if you're really tight, keep micro bending that lifted knee and then straightening it again. 3 more breaths here. One more full breath in. And on the breath out, lift your head towards your knee. Elbows out to the side. Take a breath in. And then breathe out, release your head and slowly lower the right leg down towards the floor. And notice now if there's a sense of asymmetry, a sense of difference between the 2 sides of your body. And then bending both knees up again. Inhale, left knee in towards you. Exhale, point your toes. Inhale, bend the knee. Exhale, point the toes. Inhale, bend the knee. Exhale, point the toes and keep pointing and notice how soft you can become in the throat and the shoulders and the face, so that the tension in the foot and the ankle do not travel down and give you parasitic tensions higher up in the body. Take a full breath in and then breathe out, toes towards you as you flex the foot. Breathe and point your toes. Breathe out, flex. We're just saying hello to the legs. Breathe in, point. And now flex your foot to stay with the heel pushing up, the toes in towards you. And you can gently articulate the ankle from left to right, just feeling into the ankle joint. And maybe this is where you stay. If this is already quite hard enough, stay. Otherwise, slide your right leg away. And maybe interlace your hands behind the left thigh now to pull the thigh bone towards you and down. So we're securing the femur, the thigh bone, in the hip socket. Only if it's right for you, slide the hand higher up the leg and take a few breaths here without strain. Definitely don't want your chin jutting up towards the ceiling. If you have that, back off, or you should have something underneath your head. Take a full breath in. And as you breathe out, maybe if it's right for you, lift your head towards your leg. Take a full breath in here. And then release the head and lower the legs slowly down to the mat, engaging your abdominal muscles as you do so. Beautiful. And take a moment to just feel the body now. You might want to scrunch your toes, wiggle them around a bit. Maybe circle into the ankles. And then bend your knees up again, please, and cross the right leg over the left. And your arms could be out in a T shape, but they don't need to be here. And take a breath in here. And as you breathe out, slowly lower your knees towards the left. You might find that your eyes go towards the right. or you might not. And then breathe in, head to neutral, lift the knees. And breathe out, knees to the left, eyes to the right. And then breathe in to center again. And this time we'll breathe out to come down and stay a little while. And I'd like you to notice here, if possibly, your breath is being directed down into the lower belly. Try and relax the legs, relax the hips. You'll probably feel quite a stretch over the right hip, the buttock, the iliotibial band down the outside of the right thigh. But notice how the breath is. Do you feel it in your lower belly? Or do you rather feel it more in the chest? Very soft in the throat again, soft behind the eyes. And then inhale, come back to neutral. And exhale, take your knees to the right, head to the left. Lovely little stretch. Inhale to neutral. Exhale to the right, eyes to the left. Inhale to neutral. And this time, knees to the right to stay for a few breaths. And just noticing how this feels now. Where does the breath find its way? And where do you feel the pose in the body? How present are you to felt sensation? Lovely. And then inhale, come back to the center and exhale. And draw your knees in towards you. So this is Gomukhasana legs, cow face legs. And maybe you can slide your hands down to your feet. And draw your lower legs so they're parallel with the floor. And draw your heels towards your armpits. Now this won't be a lot of movement at all. You'll feel it going right into your right buttock and piriformis muscle if you're anything like me. And breathe here. Trying not to tense up the face. One more breath in. And then release the feet, untangle the legs, and take both feet to the floor. Wonderful. Please take the left leg and cross it over the right. Inhaling. As you exhale, knees drop to the right, eyes to the left. Inhale to the top. Exhale to the right again. Notice if it feels any different with this leg crossed over. Inhale to the top. And exhale to the right to stay. And again, notice where the breath flows most easily for you. I've been doing a breathing retreat, a pranayama retreat with Richard Miller. Will and I have been doing it. And he demonstrated that this way of crossing the legs and coming over can have the effect of encouraging the breath down into the lower lobules of the lungs. And we feel that in the lower belly. But don't worry if you don't feel that, it's all an inquiry. And then there are ways of bringing the knees higher up in towards us to bring the breath higher up. We're not going to do that today. Inhale to the top. Exhale, knees to the left, eyes to the right. Inhale to the top. Exhale, knees to the left, eyes to the right. And then one more time. And this time come down to stay for a few breaths. And it's quite a strange little stretch, this, I think. At least it is for me. See where you feel it in your body and breathe. Beautiful. Inhale, come to the top. Exhale here. And on an inhale, draw your knees in towards you. And this may already be quite enough for you, just drawing the right knee in with your hands, or slide your hands to your feet. So you're squeezing the tops of your thighs together as you lift your lower legs to parallel with the floor or nearabouts, and then draw your feet in towards the armpits. Whoa. And breathe. Some of us have got very tight piriformis muscles at the moment. Tiny muscle that interpenetrates the gluteal muscles. And this is hard to access, and this is one sure way of getting right in there. Breathe and notice any parasitic tension higher up the body. One more breath in. And then breathe out, release. Drop both feet on the floor. And slide your feet away just for a moment before we roll over to all fours. Noticing how you feel in the hips and the legs. And then bringing your knees in towards you and having a little roll around. You could roll over to one side. We might like to roll from head to tail. Nice little massage for the back muscles. Lovely to see you all this evening and meet you on an all fours position. And because we've been doing funny things with our hips, it might feel very soothing now just to gently circle the hips. Nothing more complicated than that. Gentle circle of the hips. Noticing the weight move from left to right hand, from left to right knee, and then reverse the direction of the circles. Wonderful. And then coming to a neutral spine, and allow your breath in to tilt the pelvis forwards so that your chest brightens and your throat brightens. Pause and then allow the breath out. Tilt the pelvis back, drawing the front body into the back body, chin to the chest. Find your rhythm. Just doing very familiar cat-cow movements. And the slower you go, the better for your nervous system. And the more you'll be able to really tune into any sensations, any changes in the body. Maybe you feel your shoulder blades dipping in as you open your chest, a little squeeze. Maybe you push your shoulder blades apart up towards the ceiling as you exhale. Lovely. And then from here, sliding your way back to sit on your heels, spine upright. And clasp your hands behind your head so you can really feel the back of your skull nicely nestling into the hands. And as you breathe in, can you rock your head back into your hands, chin up towards the ceiling? And as you breathe out, chin in towards your chest, elbows coming in towards each other. So we're not yanking the neck, be very delicate here. Imagine your butterfly wings with your arms. Inhale to open, exhale to close. And take a few more, just really enjoying this access into the vertebrae of the neck. So we're not really going for it. Beautiful. And then coming back to neutral. And keeping your hands behind your head. Inhale, come up high now as you take your chin up. Taking your pelvis forwards a little. And exhale, come down slowly, drawing your chin in towards your chest. Let's take a few slow breathing movements like this. Open up high on the inhale. Exhale, slowly come back down. Maybe you feel a slight engagement of your abdominal muscles as you sit back down again and exhale. Now making this your last one. And then sliding your hands off the head down onto your thighs. Lovely. Inhale, now come up high with your arms. Really spread your fingers. And with control, exhale, come down and slide your hands behind you, forehead towards the floor. And inhale, come up high. And exhale with control. Try not to be too speedy with this. Let's do 3 more in your own time. Lovely. And this time as you come down, take 2 or 3 breaths, resting in child, allowing your shoulders to drop, your forehead to drop, and softening here. Come to the top of a breath in. And pause and exhale, mouth open. And do 2 more like that. Wonderful. And then sliding your hands back out in front of you. If you'd like to actually come back to sitting, on your heels. If it's uncomfortable for you to kneel like this, it's fine to sit cross-legged or to take your legs out in front of you. And then breathe in, open out wide, a little squeeze of the shoulder blades. And exhale, right arm over the left. Inhale, open. We're just giving ourselves a little hug for the moment. Left arm over the right. And now open out wide. And this time, right arm over the left and come into your version of eagle arms. It could be half version with your right arm extended, drawing the leg arm across the body, or interlace your forearms and hands. And then inhaling, shrug your shoulders up towards your ears and exhale, shimmy them down, shoulder blades down the spine. And then lift your elbows and your hands up and away from the face. And let's take a few breaths in silence here. Try to soften the front bottom ribs. And don't feel you have to be absolutely static. You can wriggle around a little bit here. One more breath in. And then breathe out, release. Maybe roll your shoulders slightly. Maybe circle in the wrists. And then inhale, open out wide. And exhale, left arm over the right, your version of eagle, Garudasana. Lift the shoulders up, inhale. And exhale, shimmy them down the back. And then elbows and hands up and away from the face, and breathe. Relaxed in the jaw, soft in the throat. One more breath in, and then exhale, release. And meet me in a downward dog, please. At your time, you can keep your knees bent. Take a few breaths freestyle in your downward dog, just doing whatever feels delicious to you. Full breaths. And then lifting your heels off the floor. And on an inhale, from your navel, suck yourself up and over in a little curve so that you then settle into your plank. Exhale. Take a breath in your plank and exhale, drop your knees and roll slowly and deliciously down over the front of your body. Take your hands off the floor, just an inch or so, and inhale, peel your chest off the mat. Can you feel the back muscles really working without the hands pushing? Exhale, come back down. Pushing into your hands, inhale. To all fours, exhale, downward dog. Let's do that again. Lift the heels and suck yourself in a lovely curve before you flatten into your plank. Let's take 3 breaths here. Drawing the front body into the back body, lifting the back of the pelvis so you're buoyant there, and pushing your heels away behind you. One more breath in, and then exhale, drop your knees and roll yourself slowly down. Hands off the floor. Inhale, peel yourself up. And let's stay here for 3 more breaths, squeezing the shoulder blades together, retracting the shoulder blades down the spine if that's possible. Breathe, smile your collarbones. One more breath in, and then hands come down, rest your forehead down. Inhale to all fours. Exhale, downward dog. 5 breaths in your downward dog. Looking for as much length in the spine as possible, and if possible, tilting your pelvis forwards a little. So you can really lift the tops of your thighs and your sitting bones up towards the ceiling as you push the mat away with your hands and your feet. Breathe. And do you notice that you're pressing more in your hands or your feet, or more from left to right? We're coming back to that awareness of symmetry or asymmetry in the body. Inhale, look forwards and walk or step your feet in between your hands into a forward fold. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, fold. And inhale, come all the way up. And exhale, hands to your heart. And take a moment to feel the body, feel through the feet. So I'm hoping most of you got bare feet. And your feet could be together now or hip distance apart, but please make sure that they're parallel. And inhale, lift your arms up. And exhale, sit back into your chair, fingertips to the floor. Inhale, arms are parallel with the floor. Exhale, draw your arms bones back into your shoulders. Turn your palms to face each other, and then float the arms up by the ears. Try and tilt the pelvis back a bit to engage the lower abdomen and breathe. One more breath in and then fold yourself down, exhale. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, sit back to chair, Utkatasana. Arms to parallel, palms facing down. Draw the arm bones into the shoulder sockets, hands face each other, and then float your arms up. Breathe. So not everyone will be able to look up in between their hands. That will depend on your neck. Please don't force it. Can you feel yourself pushing through the feet and having this rebound? I know it's strong. Breathe in and then breathe out, fold completely. Breathing into flat back and then step back to plank. Take a breath in your plank and you have a choice of dropping your knees, or maybe now you lower yourself all the way down straight as a stick. And now this time we'll keep our hands pressing into the mat, but now we know what it's like to really fire up the back muscles. Press your pubic bone into the mat, your big toes into the mat, and inhale, peel the chest up. Head comes last, and exhale, stay here, sliding the shoulder blades down the spine. Breathe. One more breath in. And then breathe out, come down. Please join me in a downward dog. So we're going to do some core plank work in downward dog. If it's too much for you, you can do it in an all fours position. Breathe and lift the right leg up. And breathe out, knee to nose. Breathe and swing the right leg back up. And breathe out, knee to left elbow. Bring it across the body. Breathe and lift the leg. And breathe out, knee to right elbow. Breathe and lift the leg. Really point the toes again. And then sweep the right foot in between your hands. So left heel is raised, come all the way up into your high crescent lunge. You can always do this with the knee down if you don't feel you have it in you today. Take 3 breaths here. Push through that back heel. One more breath in. Stay steady as you sweep your arms behind you, your chest comes forwards. Breathe, stay present. It's a lot about balance in this class. Take a breath in. And then on the breath out, drop your left heel and bring yourself to warrior 2. Check your alignment with your arms. How's your breath? Try tucking your right buttock and outer thigh under rather than sticking them out. Turn the right palm up. Inhale, lift the right arm as you straighten the right leg. And exhale, come into reverse warrior. Look down behind you. And feel into the right side of the ribs and the lungs here. Breathe. Beautiful. On an inhale, come back. Both legs are straight. And exhale, reach to the right and find your Utthita Trikonasana, your triangle pose. Top of the right thigh is drawing back. And the left hip may well rock forwards a little. Please don't strain your lower back here. And breathe and find spaciousness in this pose. One more breath in. Look down as you breathe out. Bend into that knee and come to a runner's lunge, lifting the back heel. Take a breath in. And then breathe out, slide your way back to downward dog. Breathe into plank. You can miss out the vinyasas if you want to. Choose your way down to the mat. Either drop your knees or come down straight as a stick. Roll your shoulders up to peel the chest up, inhale. And exhale, come down. Inhale to all fours and then meet me in a downward dog. Noticing how you feel now. On the breath in, float the left leg up, pointing the toes. It's all right if the right heel lifts. And exhale, knee to nose. So you bring the whole body forwards. Inhale, lift. Exhale, knee to right elbow. Inhale, lift. Exhale, knee to left elbow. Well done. Inhale, lift. Point the toes, point the toes, point the toes, and then step the left foot forwards. And come straight up into your lunge. Please remember you can drop the back knee if this is just too strong. Little zip up of the lower belly without clenching. Breathe. So is there any imbalance here, or do you feel quite steady? Take a breath in and then breathe out. Sweep your arms behind you. Come down with the torso. Beautiful pose this, I love it. I can't remember what it's called, but I love this version of a lunge. It's like flying. On the next inhale, lift. Drop the right heel. Come into your Virabhadrasana 2, your warrior 2. And breathe. Turn your left palm up. Inhale, lift the arm as you straighten the left leg. Exhale, bend back into that left knee as you come into your reverse warrior. You can look down the right leg. Breathe into the left lung. A lot of stamina in this sequence. Inhale, come back. Reach to the left and exhale, find your triangle pose. Top of the left thigh, draw it back. So it's really important in triangle that the muscles of your legs are working. Hug them into the bones. And then spin the chest and find buoyancy here. One more breath in. And exhale, come down to your runner's lunge. Well done. And slide back to downward dog. So you could rest now if you wanted to in a child's pose, or follow me for a vinyasa. Inhale to plank. Choose your way down to the mat, exhale. Choose your back bend. Downward dog. We're going to take that whole standing sequence again, but quite quick. Just for the rhythm of it, just for the flow of it, just for the fun. Please rest whenever you need to. Inhale, float the right leg up. Knee to nose. Inhale, lift. Knee to the left. Inhale, lift. Knee to the right. Inhale, lift. Point the toes. Sweep the leg forwards. Foot in between your hands. Come all the way up. Take a breath in here. And exhale, come straight to your arms out behind you. Let's lift up high. Inhale. Exhale, leg, arms behind you. Inhale, lift. Exhale, left heel down, warrior two. Turn your right palm up. Inhale, straighten the front leg. Exhale, reverse warrior. Beautiful. Inhale, straighten up. Reach to the right. Find your version of triangle pose. Strong legs. Inhale here. Exhale, look down. Come into your runner's lunge. Take a breath in. Slide back to your downward dog. You can rest the vinyasa out if you need to, otherwise come with me. Inhale to plank. Exhale down to the mat your way. Inhale to cobra or maybe upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. And float your left leg up, inhale. Knee to nose. Inhale, lift. Knee to the right. Inhale, lift. Knee to the left. A bit of a workout. Inhale, lift. Point the toes and sweep that left foot forwards. Beautiful. And come straight up. I'm sweating, I don't know about you. Take a breath in and then exhale, sweep your arms behind you, chest flying forwards. Inhale, sweep up. And exhale, sweep forwards, arms behind you. Inhale, come up. Exhale, right heel comes down. Come to your warrior two. And breathe. Lift the left palm up. Inhale, straighten up. And exhale, your reverse warrior. Take a breath or two here. Inhale, straighten up. Reach to the left. Exhale, your triangle. And breathe. One more breath in. And then find your lunge. Breathe out. Brighten the chest, inhale. Exhale, come back to a downward dog. But take your hands and your feet wide apart now. I'm actually holding the edges of my mat with my hands and pulling. And I'd like you to direct your breath into the back of the pelvis as you separate your sitting bones. Breathe. How steady is your breath, or is it a little bit perturbed by the almost aerobic style of that last sequence? Maybe it's just because I'm talking non-stop, I'm aerobic. Take a full breath in and then lower your knees so they're wide apart. Bring your toes together and take a little rest in a child pose, wide kneed. Take your arms wherever feels comfortable and come right back into yourself. Breathe. And let's take 3 of those ha breaths. I'm doing them a lot at the minute because I really like them, but you don't have to. Coming to the top of the breath in. Pause and exhale, open mouth. Breathing in. Breathing in. Wonderful. And we're going to transition to standing. So just come softly into downward dog, just to transition. Walk your feet in towards your hands. And slowly come all the way up. And bring your hands to your heart. And take a moment to notice how you feel. Everyone okay? you hot like me, anybody? Thank you, Polly. I can't really see anybody. Okay, so now I really do need you to have bare feet. We're going to do a little bit of standing balancing. So just check down with your feet, make sure they're parallel. And then I'd like you to stand with your eyes closed. Shoulders relaxed, face relaxed. And notice, just like you did right at the beginning of the class when you're on your back, if your weight seems to fall a little bit more heavy on the right or the left, maybe you find you move between them. Really make contact with the floor and with your awareness. You're fully aware. And then from here, hugging the muscles of the left leg to the bone as you bring your right knee in towards you. I want to really try and keep your collarbones lovely and wide here. And you're welcome to stay exactly like this with the knee bent, no problem there. Or you might like to take hold of the right big toe and begin to straighten that leg out. But you're drawing the right hip back as you do that, and the shoulder. Breathe. Smile. Push through both heels and find a buoyancy in the upper body. One more breath in, and then come back the way you came. Whoa, slide the foot down. Padangustasana. Let's just take that just like that to the other side. So really hug the muscles to the bone of the right leg, feel through the foot, and bring the left knee in towards the hand. And this maybe is where you stay, or, whoa, take the toe and begin to straighten the leg. Drawing the shoulder and the hip back. This will help you straighten the spine. And breathe. And it will be harder on one side than the other. One more breath in. Oh, and then breathe out, come back the way you came. It's much harder for you on that side. And take a moment to feel the body now. We're going to come into another 2 versions of that pose. Do it any time, circle into your ankles. It can bring quite a lot of strain into the ankles. So we're going to bring the right knee up in front of you and either take the left hand to the knee or the left hand to the foot. And we're going to straighten the leg possibly, or just draw the knee across the body as your right arm balances out behind you. I'm looking straight ahead at the camera, but you could look towards your right hand if you've got better balance than me. So this is a twisted Padangustasana. One more breath in, and then gently come back the way you came, a bit more challenging. I'm being kind to you because I'm stopping in between each one. My idea was to go do all 3 versions at once, but I just can't do it tonight, I'm sorry. You could practice that at home. Let's do it with the right side again. Right knee comes up. And we're going to go out to the right, either with the knee or with the legs straight. So you're opening the hip out to the right. Maybe you balance with the left arm. Breathe. One more breath in. Bring the leg back to the center. Take a breath in and then come back. Amazing strengthening for the ankles and the feet. And notice, I know I'll try not to talk so much, but notice in these balances that in spite of the effort, that sometimes when we balance, we go into somewhere behind ourselves. It's like a quietness behind the pose. Just see if you find that. And then we come to that crossed version with the right hand to the left knee or the foot. As we take that little twist. Breathe. I've fallen out. Gently come out. Catch your breath. And then we'll come into the final version. Either knee or big toe to come out to the left. I've got no balance on my right side. Breathe. Remember that soft throat. And then bring the leg back to the center. Inhale here. And then exhale, gently come out. And take a moment to feel the body. Notice the breath. And you can gently begin to circle your hips in one direction and in the opposite direction. Just take a moment, have a little shake, a little bounce, maybe a little flap from side to side. Okay, so you might have had enough balancing, your ankles, your feet might be tired. You might want to come against a wall for this. We're going to practice full Garudasana eagle pose. It's really nice with the back pressed against a wall. If you're just feeling a bit weary but want to come into the full pose, which is this, then come against a wall. So we're going to start with the right leg strong. And we're going to bring the left leg and cross it around the right. And it may be that the toes are on the floor. It may be the foot's in the air. Or maybe you can take the foot behind the lower leg and you can sit into your nest. Little zip up of the lower belly. Open your arms out wide, inhale. And it's the right arm comes over the left. Breathe. And then gently come out. It's tough. And in your own time, come to the other side. Your version, against a wall, foot on the floor. Really helps to squeeze in. And this time you will bring your left arm over the right. Take a full breath in. And then gently unfold and just come into a star. Feet wide apart. Toes coming in. Inhale and exhale, come all the way down. A few deep breaths here, just allowing the upper body to cascade out of the pelvis. You can bend your knees if you need to. And gently walk your way around to a downward dog. And you have a choice of dropping into child, staying in downward dog, or you might like one final cheeky vinyasa. Inhale to plank. Exhale, come down your way. Inhale, find your back bend. And exhale, either downward dog or child's pose. But we will all meet in child. And gently, if you'd like to join me, sitting. It's nice to come back down to the mat, isn't it? With your right leg far out to the right. Left knee bent, and do sit up on something. Do bolster up your left knee if you need to. Place something under the right knee if you need to. And inhale, just look to the front, and exhale, take a little twist to the left, right hand to the left knee. And take a couple of breaths, very gentle twist. Very gentle twist, trying to relax both shoulders. Take an inhale here. And then exhale, come all the way the other way. Left hand to the right knee, right hand behind you. Take a full breath in. And as you breathe out, look over the right foot and come down as little or as much as you want into your Janu Shirshasana. So we're slowing the practice down now. We're not striving. We've worked pretty hard today, I think. Soften the throat, the shoulders, the back of the heart. And this would be a time to come back to our very original breathing practice. Either equal count for the in-breath and out-breath, or it might be really perfect to start extending the exhalations. This really tunes in, it triggers the parasympathetic nervous system. We go deeper into a relaxed state as we do this. One more full breath in. And a long breath out. Very gently come up and bring your right leg over the left leg. So we are doing full Gomukhasana, which you've kind of done in eagle pose. You kind of did on your back at the beginning. If you can't feel both sitting bones and you're keeling over, please release your left leg out in front of you. And you might like to stay here, allowing the energy, the weight to pour down through the base of the body. You might like to rock forwards. Or you might like to have another eagle arms, because it's just so great for the upper body. Inhale out to your fingertips and wrap the left arm over the right. And in eagle arms here, it's also nice, as we're at the end of the practice, to curl in on yourself as you come forwards, but you don't have to do that. You choose where you'd like to be. Beautiful. And come into that counted breath, extending the exhalations maybe. Soften the throat. Breathing into the heart of strong sensation. And allowing your long exhalations to dissolve you. If you're curled in on yourself, inhale, come up. And then we'll all exhale and unravel and bring those poses to the left. Left leg extended, right foot in with all the necessary props. Take an inhale looking to the front, and then exhale, twist to the right, left hand to the right knee. And you know, if you lift your left buttock off the floor here, I should have said this on the other side, it's absolutely fine. Giving our spine a little bit of freedom, our hips a bit of freedom. Inhale. And then exhale, come to twist to the left. Just a light twist today. Take an inhale. And then look towards your left foot and come down as little or as much as you like into your Janushirshasana. Please don't tolerate any pain in the lower back at all. Bend up the knee if you need to and breathe. Beautiful. Inhale, lifting yourself slowly up. And exhale, bring the left leg over the top. Knee stacked upon knee. If you need to release the right leg out, please do. So I really hope this practice will leave you feeling very warm and free in your hips and your shoulders today. Both sitting bones rooting down. Either come forwards, stay neutral, or join me in eagle arms. Inhale. And then right arm over the left. And either stay upright or curl in on yourself, whichever feels right for you, and extending the exhalations. Can you dissolve with these long exhalations right into sensation? And then gently come up, inhale. Exhale, unravel. And we'll just take one final pose, Upavista Konasana, wide angled forward fold, before we rest. You could have your knees bent, you could sit up on something, but you're taking your legs as far apart as they'll go. If your legs are straight, pull your toes towards you. Might want to find your sitting bones. And inhale, lift, 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 bright and light out of the pelvis. And with the chest, either come forwards a tiny bit, or maybe not at all, or come all the way down as far as works for you. And breathe. You might want to do a few open-mouthed exhalations, lovely long exhalations. Stay with the breath. Try not to strain and soften all of your outer edges now and your inner edges. Taking a full breath in and a long breath out. And then gently drawing yourself back up, bone by bone, reassembling your spine. Use your fingers to bring your knees in. And we'll come down super slow, engaging our abdominal muscles. Make sure you've got what you need for Shavasana. Lower yourself down bone by bone. Until you can feel your shoulder blades, your shoulders, and finally your head. Slide your feet away if that's right for you. Maybe a bolster under your knees. Arms and legs quite wide. And now notice your connection with the floor, if it's similar or if there's been Any shift in your body, shift in your breath with this practice. Letting go of any count in the breath, just allowing your breath further light as your body breathes itself. And all you need to do is trust gravity to do the work. Can you let yourself go? Set your attention free to wander. And of course, you're welcome to stay as long as you like, resting. But if you're ready to move into your evening, beginning to take a few slightly deeper breaths. And introducing your own gentle movements into your wrists and ankles. Maybe rolling your shoulders, having a stretch. Maybe bringing your knees into your chest, having a little roll around. There's absolutely no hurry, and don't feel you've got to get up at all. We'll give anyone who wants to the option to say hi and bye before ending the meeting. Maybe roll over to one side and rest for a while. Before you meet me in a seated position, hands together in front of the heart space, eyes closed. And noticing now the quality of your breath. Noticing sensation in the body, right and left, top and bottom, front and back, inside, outside. And take a full breath in towards the heart space. And as you breathe out, bowing your head, chin to your chest. Emptying your lungs completely. And then as you breathe in, lift your head gently and open your eyes. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me.